What's good, you guys? I'm geeked as hell today. Like, I'm making my third video and I can't stop making my music, making my videos. It's like every day, get up and grind, bro, and you're gonna get reward. Think of it like this, like, how come you work so hard and then not get rewarded? Like, it ain't possible. If you work, you're gonna get rewarded if you do it right. So, you know, we're just gonna get straight into the work. I'm gonna break down this YEAT beat. You know it by this, by my, I don't know how to call that, like Dior drip. And we're gonna get into the beat. So the first sound I took was a one-shot lead Mingo. I bet it's from like a Reddit one-shot pack. And I just cut out the low end. Then I laid this pattern down. I'm gonna let you guys hear to that. As you can hear, it sounds very dry. So what I did was I added a reverb and then I resampled that for some reason. I don't really know why, but I resampled it, put another EQ on there, put a compressor on there, some chorus to give it like some extra magic in the sound. And I added a well-needed reverb that made it sound like this. Much better. Much better. That shit already sounding dirty as hell, like no cap. Like the second sound I ran with was the opium lead from, I bet like it's the same Reddit pack. Then we have these notes right here. Same thing, I just left it dry so I could manipulate it when it was rendered out in this chain. Again, cut out the low end, put an auto pen on there. It makes sure that like the music is going from right to left. Adjusted it down from here because at default it's 50%. I found it like a little bit too much, so I put it over there. And I also adjusted the rate to this 3/4 knob. So that's that. Then I put that rendered out part in a slicer tool. Yeah, I put it an octave down and shit, so I'm gonna let y'all hear it. As you can hear, it's like a lot of work done on the sound. I added another auto pen, but now it's time to pay attention, guys, because this offset knob makes sure that the other sound and this sound don't be in there in the same track all the time. So it makes sure that it basically does this. It does this going back and forth motion, and this auto pen is going a little bit slower than the other one. The other one is like switching a little bit faster. So that's very important that you don't overpower one side, or that one side is just like less going on than on the other. You don't want that. But that alone wasn't enough, so I added this Slayer one shot from the Producer Grind Trendy kit. It's like the best one shot kit you can probably get on this YEAT type of stuff. So I laid down this line to give it like some more, like to make the melody more fat, basically. So the one shot itself is it's already two notes. It's basically a C with a G on top of it. So when you put that down, for instance, like one whole step down, it's basically gonna sound like very false and not right. I'm gonna let y'all hear it. Y'all can hear it doesn't sound right. You need to make sure that you only use the C note and the G note if you work with such a one shot. And from there, we're gonna get into the bass line. It's also a one shot. One shots are very handy for these type of beats because you can easily put some glide on there. For instance, like on the starting sound, I of course had a big glide going on. I'm gonna show it to y'all. I had a default glide on there because this note needs to glide from down here up here. It takes some time, but it may not take too much time. So I just left it at 50 milliseconds. It's like pretty good. Then I added this bass red one shot. It's a very nice one shot. It's very typical for these type of beats. Also for the KANKAN type of beats. All about adding that extra dark stuff to this beat. And if you put all those elements together, you get this. So that's that. The synth line I put way back in the beat because I didn't want it to play the whole time. I just wanted it to give like some variation when we're going into the verse. So now let's head over to the drums. Let's start with the heads. I had a pretty unorthodox drum pattern laid down right here. I just used a very standard hi-hat. This is like very typical for YEAT. This thing right here, these two rolls that go down with a velocity ramp, this really gives like a lot of bounce to the beat. It really forms a lot of like this weird like awkward feel of the beat. With that being said, we're gonna add the snare. It's the Producer Grind Meta Snare. It's a very good snare for these type of beats again. This is like very nice to do, because if you leave out one clap, the listener is gonna think like, whoa, where did the clap go? And they're gonna wonder, so it keeps the listener attracted. Then I added this weird Y0 perk. It's like a game laser thingy. I like it a lot. I need to use it more, no cap. Then I added this very hard-hitting CTM 808 in the following pattern. So what I did here was I didn't step on no brakes. It's all gas in this 808 pattern. In the first 2 counts, there's already a lot of octave changing 808 notes going. It is really good to like get some really aggressive vibes. This is a very good technique for that. And then I just let it go slide down. Really, that's what it does. And in the second bar, I kinda let these 808s bounce out in a velocity ramp, I guess you could say, that goes down. And that's it for this pattern. I also added a second 808 because having this 808 would be a little bit too tiring to have like going throughout the whole beat. Added also this slower 808, which you have seen me use a lot lately. It's really good to like build up the tension in the breaks. That's why I use it. I added this riser also. It's gonna be my drum kit, which I'm gonna be dropping at 100 subs. Oh, and by the way, a YEAT beat wouldn't be a YEAT beat without a bell. So I added this like little simple bell. It's just at the beginning of the bar. But the trick, what I did here was like I cut out some lows, but that isn't really the trick. I added this delay, which really gives it like that extra repeating, so that the bell is more present, basically. I just added my tag and that was it, guys. So yeah, that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You guys seem to like my YEAT tutorials. I hope you found it very interesting, entertaining, like that you learned something from this. Unfortunately, it's YouTube, so I can't see your faces, but you know, I always like to hear some feedback down below, so you can do that if you want that. I hope I can catch you all in the next one. Bless.